So there are some crazy things I see on the internet, but this one takes the cake for this week. So this babe, I don't know why it is I keep finding these stories of like side chicks and wives and whatever. So this girl has a boyfriend, right? And I don't know if it was for anniversary or just mapenzi or whatever, she decides to gift him a BMW, I think X5, like a really expensive car. Like she gifted her boyfriend, right, this car. And then a few days...
Kenya?
No. This was in SA.
Because I'm just like, girl,
but even in Kenya, they do it. Right?
I'm about to
We might have money in this Nairobi, please. Anyway.
In Kenya, gift unapata ni time ya wedding.
Gift haikwangi glasses.
I'm glad you mentioned wedding. So, gives her boyfriend the BMW, whatever, very nice, fancy car. And then over the weekend, the same guy is at an event. Can you guess what the event is? He's Rorashio, and he decides to give his wife to be the car that he was gifted by his girlfriend.
Hey, South Africa.
Hey, this guy.
And the girl in the video, she's crying. She's so happy. Oh, thank you, babe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Intermission. South Africa, yule na kupea, usijali utapeana, uko mbele. As in what?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Probably told her, babe, I'm going for there's a friend of mine who's getting married this weekend. I'm gonna go with the car, I'll be right back. Kumbe. There was even an unveiling and everything, it was covered. The girl has cried her tears. Kumbe, it's from someone in the comment actually said, girl, go get your wife. That is your wife. You're the one who gave her that car.
You know, if you're in a relationship with someone who's playing games, that other person that they're playing games with is also in your relationship. So he gift him.
Go get your wife. That is
so
your wife.
At least this one got a car. You know, a car that has a logbook, a number plate, and a color
so
you can get to identify. So many people out here get regifted things.
Yeah. So there's been a whole thing. She's gone back to the dealership. There was someone trying to explain maybe it's a coincidence. And then someone was like, yeah, same car, same guy, same event. It can't be a coincidence. It's definitely the same car. I think she even tried to go back to the dealership to see if she can get it back. I don't know if she put it in his name. She's probably dumb enough to have put it in his name because now she can't do anything. So I don't know if they're going to give her back the car. I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Wait, let me get this straight. She bought this car for this man.
Yeah.
It's in his name.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in his name. That's the thing.
If it's in his name, that's his car.
Yeah, it's gone. That's what I mean. If it's gone.
That's
that
one
is...
And there's nothing.
So what she needs to do is like go and collect her wife because that's their wife now.
You know, that's not the only thing that he's been, or rather that babe has been regifted or the guy has given out. Because I'm sure she wouldn't have a problem with money because for sure, if the guy is okay to give out a car that I've been given. Me, I've definitely been taking cash from my babe. Who's moneyed enough to buy me a car. She's definitely got to have some cash with her. So people do this in relationships. Napata pesa from one, and then I go on and spend on the other because the other doesn't have money, and the other is crazy because of cash. That happens,
guys.
And babes are the ones who do it the most because I don't wanakuanga na sponsor. I swear.
Actually,
there's a guy out there umenunuliwa gift unafikiria ni a birthday. Oh, she really thought about me. She wants to take me on holiday. Kumbe, pesa ilitoka kwa sponsor. And babes do this the most because, I mean, babes are the ones with the most sponsors. If you compare them with guys. Guys and mumamas, babes and sponsors, one outweighs the other.
So are you speaking from experience?
Mimi kuna birthday na shuku, by the way, nilitritiwa na pesa ya sponsor. I swear. Because we went to Diani, supposed to stay there for 4 nights. Yeah. And then on the 4th night, I'm being given stories of let's extend. I didn't even ask where the money came from.
Bro, but you're the one who had paid for the 4 nights, right?
Yes, ilikuwa ni birthday yangu, mimi najua at least. Oh, wow. So at least
birthday things.
You know, as they say in Swahili, anarudisha mkono. She's out here to treat me and whatnot. I'm like, okay, give me that life.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody somewhere, you're being treated with money that has chomokat from sponsors. There's those who know and are okay with it.
Yeah.
But kama haujui.
Because what's the problem? As
you're in Ibiza daily, nini kunywa Hennessy, VSOP, because my baby's buying.
Where do you think that money is coming from?
Actually, according to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the money is coming from Kenyan babes. So let me explain, right?
Explain.
So just a few days ago, Kenyan, today, so just remember this day. Munga indicates the day this episode is recorded. So they released some stats sharing that the amount of people who are earning 100K and more has increased by, let's say, 19,000, right? And 97% of those 19,000 are women.
That's amazing. That's
right.
Dope.
So I want you to put that data into perspective, right? Yes, John, you can't afford to go out, but Stacey got a job and now she's earning 100K.
What one is a Jonte and Stacey? Change those names. Change those names. There's a Jonte and a Stacey just cooling straight for no reason.
No, they're my examples.
Okay, fine.
So Jonte has tafuta da job as he's graduated. Because you see, like just the other day, how many people graduated? How many graduations were there?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you going with that gown?
Right?
First, and the tip.
But didn't you feel the same way when you graduated? You felt like you wanted to go everywhere with that thing because of like the hustle you could add.
No, but like here's the thing, as in that at least us we knew there were jobs.
Yeah.
Here now there's actually if someone is graduating right now, like your sister is graduating from uni, right? What are you telling her? Like what lies? Ebu, now I'm the graduate. Ebu, tell me. Talk to me.
Hey,
you know those speeches at your graduation?
Hey.
Give me that speech.
Omaze, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We are so proud of you. Now your life is set. You've got that degree. All that's left now is we get you a job. And me, I know a couple of people.
Send me your CV.
Yeah, so just send me your CV. Alafu, I think next week, we can go on and discuss, and now we pick a right career path where you want to start. And with this degree, watu wanapata kazi maju.
Thank you, Auntie. Auntie, what will you say?
You need to go and do your masters. That is the only way you will compete in this market. Because these people with degrees are not getting jobs. You need to add life skills. You need to add soft skills. You need a master's, a PhD.
Yes. Thank
you. For you to live the life that me as rich auntie I am living.
Thank you, Auntie.
Things are very unfair for this generation these days. You have to work extra hard.
Thank you, Auntie. In fact,
can I be an
15
uncle?
Minutes later, actually, a few moments later, it's now my master's graduation. See, Auntie alisema niende masters, right? Uncle hakunisaidia na job, right? He was just pangangeng here in front of everybody, right? So now we are at the master's graduation. Hakuna watu walikuwa nakuja. Hakuna bash. Okay, we are the sitting room. Sawa. All right, speech.
So msichana yetu tumekusomesha sana na sahi tumekusomesha mpaka sahi.
Harambee, tulifanya harambee uende masters.
Sahi hadi
umefanya
masters. Sasa kitu yenye imebaki tu msichana yetu ni utafute bwana. Kwa sababu unaona hiyo masters yenye umepata. Hiyo masters ndio itakusaidia education, lakini familia lazima igrow. And hata ukiuliza mama, unakumbuka ule auntie yako ule alienda town? Sahi tu wako tu, hakuna mtu anataka kumuoa. Mimi nakwambia kama msichana yetu tunakupenda.
Ni wacha kusoma.
Na hivyo ndio dunia iko. Kusoma ushasoma umefika mwisho. Sasa sahi ni bwana.
So kazi ni bwana.
Aturudishie hiyo pesa tumetumia kukusomesha.
Asante. Thank you very much. Mike. Auntie, you told me to get a master.
Me auntie sahi niko abroad, niko Europe. Sijakuja graduation. Niko Europe. Living my best life.
Guys, is there really need to do a master's? Right? They're not jobs, right? And then so that John can tell me here, ati sijui ulimetoa hii pesa wapi? Nimekuambia to extend. What do you think my uncle told me at my graduation? Thank you. Na nifanye niende PhD. Nilikuwa na auntie yangu. The D. The
Go find that D.
Right? That's the only thing I had.
Yeah.
Honestly, what do you tell a graduate right now in 2024? Like, what are you telling them?
Honestly speaking, utenda struggle. If you can find a business, start a business. If you can get a business that supplements what you've learned in uni, well and good. If it's not, if you went to uni for your parents, do what you like doing right now.
Hey, if you did it
you
for
want
your
to be
parents,
a DJ, end of course.
Go be a DJ, man. Yeah, wherever
make more money out of DJing.
Hey, lakini by the time ujenge, unajua kina Mfalme walianza na 3K.
Imagine
3K. Unaona na mix watu wako
selling their CDs to matatus.
Unalipa 3K. But they guys, don't even laugh. Somebody else will say, "Atino, we anzanga kwa club. Ka ole mademo dorime." Now just imagine ole mademo dorime, the way they are overused and misused. Mara the club owners they is telling you at the customer said go home with them. Right? Somebody was telling me a story yesterday. Then on top of that, they're bringing for you dorime. They know the price of this booty. They know the price. Then they're being given like maybe 5K to go home. Or the bouncer, right? Today we're talking to the bouncer guy, right? The bouncer guy who's manning you guys and making sure that you're safe. Like if a tag enters from there, hopefully it's the bouncer who has organized, because you guys, you don't deserve this man's life on the line, right? This guy is going home. He knows there's no food. He has kids who have to go to school, blah, blah, blah. And he's watching you guys washing your hands with champagne.
Imagine.
In the club.
Imagine.
Right? Spending at you are taking videos of at 120K. This nigga needs to rob your ass. He has the muscles. He has the muscles already. He just needs to pick a you get a day in the corner. Because you've even intoxicated yourself. All he has to do is Niko escort. Staki uibiwe.
Wow.
Nyonga you want.
Kwanza vile ubebeshwa handbag za madem. Hiyo handbag inaweza kuwa yani iko na pesa kabisa.
Baya, what do you mean? Maybe of course kona you seeing which is like rolling you. And this guy is rolling cash.
Anaambiwa aki Karis ni bebe hizi heels.
Na sio Karis wala anaishi ni ndani ya matope. Inside his living room ni anatumia kauda. No guys, this is real shit, man. The economy is so tough, and that's why Jonte is mad at me. Jonte is mad at me because it's just like mazi ningekuwa na kudish.
Ningekuwa mbali sana.
Exactly.
Ningekuwa nimesota. That's what men always say. You think it's that easy?
Now, do you know when that data came out in the comment section, everybody said that these women were using stairs.
Pudeshi kona staircase.
They're using the escalator. The escalator. Yeah. Walk to get up.
Why do they always think everyone is trying to sleep their way to the top?
Because there's those ones who are doing it.
Yeah, of course, but not all of them.
What it makes me think, is if men had, that's what they like. Say,
imagine, hey.
Look at this, you kuna boot. If that's how you think it's done, just open it. Stop telling us. And then all of a sudden they start telling us, God. Oh, God said that men should sell their pudesh. What are you saying? Right? Me, I know if you, like there are guys who I know, if they had.
Immediately. Immediately.
Even the one for the boot. It's just that nobody has come to you. It's just that nobody has come to you.
No, ni vile umeongeza history ya boot. I was about to say, me, if I had, ningekuwa. Lakini sasa unasema ati ni vile wako na boot.
In fact, on that note, let me just tell you. You guys are sleeping on it. The guys are going to prison. Yeah? You were thinking, oh my God, if I could go to prison, oh my God, it would be the worst of my life.
Of course it would. It's prison.
Yeah, there's a guy who said, run the tape.
Prison was so much fun that I ended up doing a whole 3 years. Don't quote me on it being fun because I'm supposed to never ever say it. My mom actually told me never ever say it. Now I'm saying it in the interview. I enjoyed it. Like, I know that it's not, like, normal for somebody to say they enjoy being in prison or jail, but I enjoyed it. Imagine going to, like, Disneyland. Like, imagine, like, we be seeing all these men, like, on the streets or in the hood or, like, blah, blah, and they're just not accessible because there's bad out here. Why guys don't want to because there's some bad out there and they like pussy, so they ain't gonna us. But imagine these fine-ass behind bars, never able to even smell the scent of some pussy. But all they get is
your pussy.
Okay, cunts. And so that's honestly what made it fun for me. Like I milked it for all it was worth. I was only supposed to do a year and a half, but I ended up doing a whole 3 years, and I was getting down silly by the finest. Like, oh my!
Were you forced to be sober there too?
No, I was a bad bitch in prison. Like prison was like fun. Bitch. I was fucking on the hottest and the most powerful in there. So yeah, they were bringing in like weed, cell phones, all that shit. And I would get a piece because my throw game is silly. So I give a nigga this neck, and he would give me his left organ. Like it was silly. So no, I I never went without anything. Like, I remember I had Jordans.
Look at the excitement in the man's face as he's telling the story.
We can tell why he loved prison,
he definitely enjoyed
his
it,
demographic is there.
That's that HD.
That's right.
Like, you say, you hear
Every day,
as in
every
getting
day.
perks.
He gets to have sex every day. That's a lucky ass man.
Najua hakuanga na soap dish ya prison. Anaingia kama ameshika sabuni hivi kwa mkono hata ajali. Oh,
that is sorry.
It's dropped.
That's late.
Damn, again. Like 5th time.
Oh no, not again.
Hii dunia simu hebu fungueni hapo. Hapo hiyo stage hapo mbele mnishukishe.
No, but
what are these things that you guys are discussing?
Like mimi kitu nashangaa ni hachoki because I mean,
did you hear that guy talking
too
about
much, too much of his throat game, too much of something. Can you imagine you're in a prison like it's just filled with men? Too much of something like
you not, as a man, when has sex ever been too much for you?
I imagine it does.
Actually,
what do you mean?
Let me put it in a perspective you can understand, right? Because you're probably smelling like so many Adam's apples. Just imagine you
in a big prison. Nah, I said it'll be fun the first couple of times up until unachoka. Unajua by the nini inaishanga. Your bullets.
Where's your lesbian durable?
Ndio. Inakuanga durable lakini not for a prison. Like you know a prison like the way it's got 3,000 inmates. Kila mmoja wao anataka service and you're the only one.
What do you think?
But no, he's not the only one. He's just the only one to accept that he enjoys it. He's not the only one.
Inaisha. No, the place I'm going with this is I think people of Rainbow Nation, LGBTQ, they're usually the thirstiest ever, like compared to straight people. Because the stories I hear like that from prison, you never find someone at a guy talking about how many
Shut the fuck.
babes
Sorry.
I've been rammed, have rammed as compared to gay guys or lesbians in this Nairobi alone.
Are you sure?
With their escapades of stuff that they have done. Zinakuanga ni mingi. They have the most orgies, the most threesomes, the most wild experiences ever.
Have fun, though.
As compared to straight people.
But this is what I'll say, right? I think, you remember that time we were having that conversation that never ran? The one the guy ran away with it. Where are you?
Until today.
Anyway, that guy, in that footage, in that story, that babe, what was her name again?
Who?
The babe was, anyway, we're going to bring her on an episode. The one was that Gen Z was.
Koi.
Right? What did we learn? What I learned is, I remember asking her, are all Gen Z doing all these crazy things? And she said, No, it's not. It's not true. It's pop culture that's
being peddled.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, and if you ask, for example, people in the community that they hate the oversexualization of people in
community,
the LGBTQ. They hate it. Yeah, they because it's there to sell products.
Yeah,
they're over-sexualizing it.
Yeah,
but forget that part. Let's talk about the part where you said they seem like they're having too much fun. Guys, let me tell you. Even if you take all the people in the community and all the crazy things that they're doing, you can never beat hetero people.
Who?
You can never beat what hetero people are doing.
Oh, hetero. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why? Why do you say that?
Because first, just in terms of numbers, sheer numbers.
Yeah, true.
Okay?
Yeah.
Number two, Carrie said, a guy gets tired. My guy, do you know there are people who, they're just sex addicts?
Honestly.
Like all they ever talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, it's shore jana maze, I deep need, I work in the ear. Right? And they're always just showing you the things that they are doing. Yeah. What pornographic stuff that they are watching. Yeah. These people are hetero. Right? What does that mean? That they are definitely consuming this content. Yeah. Right? But with the LGBTQ side, I think it has, like when you see the shows, right? When they try to introduce you to gay characters, they don't introduce us to them at just, in the library.
Living their best lives.
In the library. They'll be there in the library and the next thing you're just like, who's whistling? As in, there's a tunnel from the mouth to the... Why did I need to... And then the cameraman is just on that shot. I'm like,
I didn't need to...
And it's not that I'm anti-gay.
Right?
It's just that I'm anti-that.
Over-sexualizing.
It's like even the way they'll take... Like, there's this show, Game of Thrones. Right? The way
of
they
course
just...
you pick Game of Thrones.
Whatever, all these other shows that they were... And you're just like, I didn't... Look... Listen. You never had a B-roll? Just like, the way
like
you make it looking like they done there.
Yeah.
Just skip that part. Skip that shit.
You don't see that part?
I don't want to see that shit. It doesn't matter whether they're gay or... Look, guys.
Like, we get it.
Even on National Geographic. I close my eyes. If the cameraman starts saying, yeah, as you can see, his thrust level. No. Just don't say that. Don't talk about the elephants and start talking about the way he's thrusting and swinging his hips. Bruh. Just say, and then that's how baby elephants are born. And then move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't show me everything.
I feel
my God.
The other day, there's a new movie called Jackal I was watching. It's about this hitman assassin guy who does everything and anything to get the job done.
Yeah.
So one of the episodes, he was supposed to assassinate someone in Estonia, and then the only way he could get to that place was to Katia, this attendant or someone who works in that building who's gay, and then they started making out.
Okay.
Now the thing is, while that was going, have you ever watched? Or rather, I think everybody does this. You're there talking or flirting with someone, texting while you're watching.
Yeah.
So that was me. I was talking to this babe, like tonight tupiana.
Kuongelesha madem.
Kwa simu ni sawa. Like, we're not doing anything.
How it starts is how it
we listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
You were saying?
At least ni mwingine.
Okay.
Yeah. Sijarudi. Nasirudi. Stop crossing your eyes.
No.
Focus.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry,
So
my bad.
now, I'm here flirting on phone. And then...
Mushaanza kuflat.
Congo. I'm just out here this story.
Nishaanza.
It's okay, just check.
And I'm proud about it.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Hadi natumiwa flowers. Generally tumiwa flowers.
Wow, baby boy, cute.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
it.
that for you.
Who dem anapenda basketball? Have you ever heard of the rebound?
Whoa, guys.
Unasema sorry, my bad.
Niko hapa na flat na dem. Huku hivi, this guy starts making out with another guy. And then they show the whole scene of even them going and having sex. So now...
And you don't think there are two dingalings there?
Yeah, do you know I had to stop flirting because I didn't want to confuse my body.
You can start getting turned on.
Like what you are watching and
like I stopped.
Why are you good?
No.
Run the tape.
Should I call you Mr.?
Yes, Mr. Kerry Martin. So
what?
Now, that happens on the screen while I'm flirting up until I was like, anyway, it's too much.
It's too much.
Wangeanzisha tu ile wakiangaliana, wink wink, nini ishe.
Would you be saying the same thing if it was a heterosexual couple?
No, ningewacha ikiendelea. Hadi nipate my ideas za kuongeza hapa hivi. Nasema, have you ever been slammed to a wall?
Yeah. Okay, look, I do understand the need for representation. Let me tell you, like the other day I was watching a show and the lead character was, I think, Filipino. Do you know, my mind could not... Ilikuwa inakata.
It was glitching.
It was glitching.
Why?
Okay, hear me out. And that's why that's why I started this statement with... Representation is important. I've grown up my whole life seeing American characters, right? And let me just tell you guys, nimetoka mbali, right? I was part of the community that would say, hey, like if you'd have asked me as a teenager, I had this popular phrase, which was, black shows, man, they suck.
Yeah, they don't know how to
low
kiss.
quality, terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, me, I wasn't saying shit like that, but like,
yeah,
Did you just say they don't know how to kiss?
I never used to like watching. I never used to like watching black people make out. Like
Why?
You've never seen those videos from
For
weddings
real.
and then they're mezzanine.
Yeah,
like,
man.
This is why. It's here.
I never liked it. But now...
But they have big lips. How do you expect people with the big lips to
But
kiss?
also, guys, you know, it's Juguzu taught us how to kiss. Us, we never used to kiss.
What?
Kissing is not an African thing, guys.
What? For real?
Most communities
Stop
never used to
lying.
kiss. Guys,
Stop lying.
I'm telling you.
Why are you lying?
Most communities never used to kiss.
Nah, that's a lie.
You
Stop
think
joking.
at your ancestor was there like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck were they doing then?
They were getting down to the business.
That's it. Thank you, ma'am. That's a lie.
Do you think there was
That's a lie.
Do you think so? Have you ever seen how like when Shagsmodo guys, right? They even shy about things like this. It's because you were never taught. Think about it. Did your parent teach you? They talked to you about sex. Did they teach you? They talked to you about
They
kissing?
didn't even talk to me about sex, man. They told me not to sit on a boy's bed and get pregnant.
Yeah. Did they say that he'll kiss you and then he'll make you pregnant?
I've never seen my parents kiss.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But I think my theory...
I've never seen my parents kiss.
Guys, you
at
guys.
all.
Yeah,
I've never seen my parents hold hands.
Yeah, same. I never even saw them hold hands. Even sitting on the same couch.
Hey, that's what
for
I'm saying.
real.
Okay,
You guys,
tulikuja.
do you think?
But you see, that's the thing. It wasn't always like that. I believe...
We don't care.
Tuli arrive.
Not even arrive.
No, but think about it like this, right? Do you think kids come from kissing?
No, they don't.
No. Do you think in the African context, sex was for fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
I'm
communities.
telling you, like
Kushite communities,
sexuality started here in Africa with African, specifically women. That's why when the white man came here and they found us half naked, they were being offended by how aroused they were being by the female form. That's why they told us to start wearing clothes, right? So when the whole like religion thing came in and all of these other things that you're supposed to remain pure for marriage, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, all this sexuality that already existed, especially for African women, it kind of like halted. Like, and the way we moved from there changed. You can even see how our parents still move in a very neo-colonialist way. Like if you shave your hair, that's when you look handsome. I'm like, no, but our ancestors never used to shave their hair. We used to walk around with like, actually, the more colorful you are as a man, Maasais used to like dye their hair. Men used to make themselves look beautiful. They used to do all of those things. But when the white man came in and they were like, one, we are very attracted by black women, so put on your clothes. Stop showing us your body. They're too sexy. Like, they changed everything. Men, cut your hair. Having dreadlocks is shaggy. Like, they changed a lot of things. But I honestly believe sexuality originated from Africa, and specifically African women. Because we were built for one thing and one thing only. If you get rid of a woman's clitoris, her life won't end. But the amount of nerves that she has on that clitoris were made purely for pleasure. Nothing else.
Joyce, I don't argue with that.
Yeah.
That is 1000% facts, right? But what I'm asking is kissing. Okay? Kissing. Because think about it like this.
No, I think it
in
existed.
European culture, not America, European culture, right? People kiss, you kiss to say hello. You know, if you go to Arabs, right, they kiss their brother on the cheek in the Bible. You know, Judas kissed Jesus on the cheek, right? I mean, do you really think that they just sat there and they were like, no, but
Jesus was a nigga.
Do you think they sat there and they were just like, my guys, listen, right? You need to set this nigga up, right? I'm going to do something that he won't be able. It means the kissing was already going on. Yeah. You understand? It means kissing was normal.
Yeah, and Jesus was black and his disciples were black too. So it was normal. Like Africans did it.
Jesus was a Middle Eastern man.
No, Jesus was black.
I'm just gonna skip this.
He was Middle Eastern.
He was black.
You just want to make it complicated, huh? So all I'm saying is kissing wasn't there, guys. Kissing wasn't there, right? Our African ancestors were, yes, they were having fun, doing all sorts of fun things and but kissing, I've never seen, even in the case of Egypt, the writings, they would even show, dildo. There's no kissing.
Yeah, they were there.
I've not seen kissing, right? So if you see your African, even like, for example,
but maybe kissing was not all that, because if you look at what people used to wear back then, like, would you really think about kissing when this babe had tits out? Like,
yeah, but that's the thing.
She's trying to tell you they were not sexualized.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't sexualized.
Like, you don't think about kissing. You can just look and you'd be okay. So
Carrie, at that time, watu wakwa si kila mtu alikuwa ndani.
It wasn't a big deal.
There's nobody who's just like, and there's still communities that
do that.
Walk around. Like, I saw a video, and by the way, let me just tell you, I don't know how offended I get when our naked people are on European channels, right? Because I feel like they don't understand it. Right? Okay, even us, when I say our European people, I mean all the Africans who are watching this thing right now. You're also Europeans. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
right?
we've been
I don't know how I feel about us looking at these people because we are not looking at them with the same goggles. In fact, we're looking at them the way white people arrived in Africa. You know, they have you ever read some of the stories that they wrote, like letters they wrote back of what they saw?
Yeah.
My goodness. This nigga had never seen so much titties in his whole life.
Nigga.
He's been a hardworking kid. Amekuwa student A. So hakuwa na time ya kushikona matiti. You think you can be an adventurer, an explorer? And now kazi yako kushikona na matiti. No, bro. This nigga has been denied. He's been so say my gentle friend. Amekuja hapa ameona matiti.
Everywhere he turns, boobs. So much.
Alafu kuchini skirt ni
Let me keep you abreast of the situation.
Everything is out.
And then they're dancing, they're excited, their skins are glowing.
They're expressing themselves.
Yes. Oh my God.
They were so confused.
He wrote a letter, he just said, oh my God. That's it. Pack it, send it, right? Put this shit on the ship. 6 months later. Right? That's how they all ended up here. Let me tell you, if Africa had clothes, if we had clothes
I'm digressing. You think guys in Swaziland tell chicks send titties?
Why? Because they can just stand and see them.
Yeah,
but not all babes are topless in Swaziland.
No, see when
on the reed dance, during the reed dance.
Yeah, during the reed dance. And then see reed dance ina happen saa zile umenini, umemachua.
Umecome of age.
Yeah, umecome of age. So you go there and then you reed dance for the king.
Show your titties.
So now if most of them have done that, there's no send titties there, man. Because I mean your titties
I'll see your titties eventually.
Tuliona kwa nini Citizen 9 p.m.
This one.
Presenter wako akisema oh my.
That's so fucking crazy, guys.
Sorry, digressing.
So now here's my question.
Okay.
Do you think it's fair?
What?
That people have access to those videos of those babes?
No.
No, it's
Guess
not.
did I ever tell you I went to an event at there's this big festival that usually happens. It's the biggest carnival in Africa, right? It's called the Calabar Carnival. And maybe I should take you guys one year.
Yeah.
Where is it?
See it. It's in Nigeria. And basically one day, so basically they have this carnival. So you know carnival concept.
Yeah.
People come with dressed in different needs and
Yeah,
you compete. And, you know, so you walk around the streets and then you come in, you finish in the stadium.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there in the stadium, right? And then they'd invited all this group. I told you this story, man.
No.
Yeah.
And there was Kenyan. So I was invited by the governor and I was there. I was seated. I was like, you know, I can't wait to see what Kenyans have. And then there was these guys for traffic. You know these guys for traffic? This one's for doing mini acrobatics.
Walikuwa hapo?
That was the culture we are taking there, guys.
Masai cats.
Acrobatics.
These acrobats. Let's not call them Masais. These guys, these acrobats for traffic, these ones. But then they didn't have the cap for bringing around. They had, you know that those spotted ones that look like leopards? Right? Then in South Africa. They are now South Africa. And we're like, woo, can't wait to see. And then I just see these topless babes. We're in a stadium. We're in a stadium with kids, mothers, grandmothers, as in men, women. You know, it's like, for me, I felt like it was watching porn. Right?
It's just titties.
Hear me out, Joyce. Right? If you walked in here,
showing my titties.
no, it's just titties. Kuja, let them tukuone. Kuja na read dance tukuone. We will keep it professional. I mean, I will not use the eyes that I usually use. No, I put my glasses for
professional.
No, these are professional
just titties.
Hizi matiti ziko job. Hizi si zile za si kaile job ya nini? Hii ni job ingine.
Okay, I'm not gonna show my titties.
You know,
it's just titties.
It's like gynecologists. The way babes tell me, you know, my male gynecologist is the best. I'm like, so you think he leaves his eyes for vagina for home?
No, but he has to. How many vaginas do you think that man has seen in his lifetime?
Bye.
Unless, I usually think,
and
unless
they're all
it's the
not
sick ones.
good to look at, to be honest.
Unless it's the sick ones, this is zingine ajali.
Kerry, do you really think that there's no time this guy mixes the issues?
He does.
Looks down here. You keep quiet. Keep quiet. You go to your male gynecologist, that guy, right? And then you sit, you tell him, and then he tells you, open your legs. Let me see what the problem is.
Yeah.
And that time, you've come from doing a Brazilian. You are just, after here, you're going to meet. When you're umetengenezea shamba, umepalelea, right? This guy's just going to be like, wow. He's just going to be like, oh, okay, everything looks good. Everything is fine. It's good. He's not going to take mental pictures for later.
Yeah.
Right? Me, I don't even know how you... Honestly, listen. I know somebody... As Sheila,
I know somebody who's been highlighted by the gynecologist.
all gynecologists, right?
That's so unprofessional.
But I can never
have a male gynecologist. What if there are women who like it as well?
They let them.
But not
enjoy.
men.
In fact, say wow as you're looking. I feel safe.
But a man, no.
I feel safe. It's all about how I feel. You can't take away how I feel. Okay?
Yeah.
This over-sexualized society, you're telling me that this guy, right, is a he's been watching porn on his computer. Yes, gynecologists also can watch porn. Right? In their office computer, right? Because they're private practice. Right? So he's sitting there with his machine. I'm just giving an example, guys. Right?
I think when I took kufanya AI.
As in you can switch your mind and say, this is not the vaginas that I like. But then you have everything. You're his type. He's seen you. You're cute. Right? If even your employer, your boss, who should be profesh, right? Who's profesh? Is your employer, is your supervisor. But the guy has risked it all because of you. He's seen those titties. He's like, you're hired. Oh, you came to say hi. Oh, okay, cool. You know, and they just see you and immediately they say, I'm ready to risk it all. You've opened. He can see your esophagus from down here.
And then, you know.
So what you're saying is, nobody should have a male.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said, as Sheila, me, right? I would never.
Okay.
At this point in time, maybe there's a time I'll be so desperate. I'm just like, I need a man to see this shit.
Have you ever had like a boyfriend take you to the gynecologist?
No.
You know, if you're allowed in the room, you're not allowed in front of the curtain.
Yeah, because you can't
you're not supposed to look at this.
This looks good.
Yeah,
like this is what you've been smashing nice. You know, I like the
No.
Hey, good job, bro.
Jesus.
Because mbona kuna kuanga na curtain ya kuziba. So see, it's put like over here.
Yeah.
And then the gynecologist is there on the other side. You don't see each other.
See, that's part of like the professional part of it. This is not here for your pleasure. Uko job. And I don't know, maybe that curtain helps and like reminds them. Because even when, I don't know about labor, I've never been in a labor room. Do they do the same thing? Do they put a curtain?
Kwanza labor, they check for, what is it called? They check dilation or something like that. And check hivi.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
See, ultrasound.
Weka
machine.
How is an ultrasound going to tell you if that thing has opened up or not?
See, ultrasound unaweza pima waseme, oh, so the baby is 18 centimeters now. If it can pima that.
No,
see, weke ya kupima, you don't have to.
Carry.
And then you say, oh, you are ready.
Hata chakula, how is your lady ajue?
Oh my Jesus Christ.
I say not yet, right? So, but let me tell you, if the doctor does this, he's a professional doctor. If the doctor comes at you, guys,
stop! What the hell are we talking about? Can we move on? Can we move on from this conversation, please?
No,
Jesus Christ!
It's scary.
Now you guys have traumatized me and have an appointment with my gynecologist.
Think about. They're just things to think about.
Yeah.
I just want to remind you that a lot of the fake gynecologists are men.
Right.
In the clinics that are opening up all over the place.
The quacks.
They're quacks. Perfect example. Today I told you a story of how 2 cops were doused with acid. Right? Yeah. They'd gone to bust a fake clinic, right? A fake clinic that was running in Gara. Not at somewhere as Backstreet, just there on the front street, as in Gara. Stop. It even has a sign and everything, as in medical, right? Center, right? And they came, these people were doing abortions in this clinic, right? And when the cops just knocked on the door, you know, the owner just opened the door and gave them acid, right? These 3 cops are in high dependency unit as we are speaking. Have you heard anybody talking about, it's wrong, what happened to these police officers, right? Anyway, we talked about there's need for security.
Yeah.
But you see, I want, I don't want to talk about the cops or whatever happened to them. I want to bring you back down to this story, right? There were 2 men running this clinic and they had nurses, right? Okay, the story for that guy, for Roy Sambu, right?
The guy now,
Okay, he's not the only one. The other day I was seeing another story of a guy doing a similar job. He closes this clinic, he opens another one. He closes this one, and he's been busted by cops. You know what it is? The Poisons and Pharmacy Board do not. It was 2 years ago. They were doing a crackdown and closing chemists. Because, guys, also, fun fact, most pharmacies are fake.
Stop.
Yeah.
Most pharmacies, right, are fake, right? And that's why I always tell people, go for the big brand names.
Yeah.
So, basically, that person who's giving you medicine, unasema naumwa kichwa hapa na hajai ataenda. Alikuwa na butchery juzi, business ikaanguka.
No, akasema
kuna hiyo lab coat. Alikuwa mtu msafi. So, you understand?
No.
That's Kenya for you. Right? So when I tell you whatever things I can do to protect me, right?
You will.
For me. Because I don't want to find myself and then I'm telling how many babes, why don't you do this? Why don't you ask gynecologists how many complaints they've been from women about such stories? Then make your own decision.
Right.
I'm not saying there are many, and I'm not saying anything against male gynecologists, but I would never take myself to the wolf.
Yeah. Facts.
Because that day, because this wolf doesn't have teeth. Ndalambwa.
But that's true. It's true and it's sad because I have a friend who the gynecologist was making moves at her. She had to like change
That's
the
so
clinic.
unprofessional.
And the worst thing about it, it's not that she went to a dingy hospital.
It was a proper hospital.
It's a proper hospital. It's well known. Like it's such a big hospital. And the gynecologist there was like making moves, and you can definitely see when someone is trying to flirt with you. Like
that
kabisa.
has to be illegal.
And like it was.
But do babes know
so
what
bad.
is what? Like even when you when I was in Big Brother. When I was in Big Brother.
Yeah.
The girl from Ghana, I'll never forget this story, right? She told us, we're talking about gynecologists, just like this. I've always maintained, guys, can never be me.
Yeah.
Can never be me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love you guys, but
no.
My eyes, my ears, my hair, I'll let you make my hair in the salon, right? Like you can do all sorts of things. In fact,
down under,
build the spaceship that will take us to Mars. But let's leave this vagina to my fellow women. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You guys don't know what to do with it.
Honestly, unless there's like a big tumor, right? And all the babes were machined, and now you're the one who's
That's the only time.
Yes, good. This babe was telling us, so we are out here exchanging notes on gynecology.
Yeah.
And then she goes like, every time I go to my gynecologist, he has to do an insertion. I'm like, what?
Why?
Like every time she goes, he makes her lie down and he puts his fingers inside her.
Why?
Every time, without fail. Do I need to spell it out?
Well, I don't know. It's not supposed to happen every day.
Because I don't know.
Every time?
Exactly.
No.
Like the last time that happened, I was doing a pap smear.
Yeah,
Okay?
and that's the only time you're supposed to do that, like, because you have to go inside there. Because
Right?
I've seen a male gynecologist before, back then, before I was like diagnosed with like PCOS and everything. And all of that was just like blood work. I did an ultrasound. There was no...
Insertion.
Yeah.
Okay. How many girls are now finding out that their gynecologist has been doing some messy stuff with them?
Holy shit. That's crazy.
How would you know? How would you know? Who teaches you about what you're supposed to experience with the gynecologist? Nobody.
Yeah.
Right? You go there, you feel uncomfortable, and then you say, but everybody talks about going to the gynecologist. Nah, son, bitch, girl. Sorry. I was looking for the right.
Shorty.
Shorty. Yo. Tembea na Yesu.
Waanze kuita babe gynecologist. Because sasa
It's crazy.
Guys are
so for me,
misbehaving.
I've always had that. Actually, do you know, funny enough, I had a male gynecologist, right? And then one day, I am at Havana.
And you saw him outside.
Then he came to me and he said, yeah, I'm a gynecologist. Yeah. Is everything okay today?
Why would you say that?
There, and he was with his friends. So immediately my mind was like, this man must discuss me with his friends because the way he came through real quick with that. And for me, privacy is everything. I don't really have anything that needs to be hidden, but I love my privacy.
Privacy is important. Yeah.
For me to be able to work or do anything with anybody, I need to know that whatever we're discussing is going to be private unless we're on a goddamn podcast. Yeah. Right? So that for me was and I just said no. So I'm always like, you remember my previous gynecologist, she was old. Early this year, I was telling you I'm auditioning.
Yeah.
I finally found one.
Oh, well
and
done.
She's amazing.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. You
I
don't
want to mention her, but then
even
kumpatia business more.
Yeah, even
She's
all the
too busy.
gynecologists. Okay, not all. The last few encounters with like male gynecologists, there's been no insertion, no nothing. It was all very like tests.
You just imagine every time you're going, he's putting his fingers inside you.
Guy. That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
I changed my mind now. Let's stick to the women's.
I want to let me put it in a perspective men can understand, right? Imagine every time you went to see I was about to say mborokologist.
What? What? Come again, please, ma'am.
I wanted something that the algorithm haiwezi understand.
Okay, when you're going for, what is it called? Prostate exam.
Okay, prostatia.
Prostate exam nowadays is blood.
Yeah, but nowadays, I'm saying
but
back
just
then.
imagine if it was back in the day, every time, and then Munga is telling you, hey, by the way, I was at my prosthetician. I know what they call it. You didn't agree with my first name.
Yeah.
So I was at my prosthetician. Yeah. So the usual test. He told me to bend. How would you feel?
Yeah, it's
like if Mungai told you that, you'd just be like,
you'd be like every time.
Exactly.
He does that.
Standard procedure. Nikajua, everything's good. You understand? But genuinely and truly, if you went, like for example, today you wanted to go check your prostate, right? There's so many people who didn't know it's an injection now.
It can be done
still
the old fashion.
If you go to the doctor, right, and you said, you know what, I just want, my grandpa's dead from this thing. I don't want it.
Just check.
Let me just have it checked. And the doctor said, assume the position. A lot of people are afraid of this. Yeah. So
Stop.
cough once. I have to put 3 fingers on the
I love okay.
Guy!
Has anybody been here before? You get to see that. And he's showing you that.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Stop! Please!
Kwanza, if he does that with you not knowing ati kuna blood test, alafu utoke hapo hivyo, now you go and meet someone who knows and you're like, nada is the blood. It's blood work.
Can you imagine this guy goes to a restaurant, even the nini is just like, we wash our hands like this.
Yeah.
He's traumatized remembering. When you show him.
Unakwanga huko nini?
Ukimwonyesha, by the way, kulikuwa na watu wangapi? Kulikuwa na watu 3. Because they know. You know what time it is.
I hear uki prostatiwa sana. Na prostatian. Haifungangi, like it doesn't go back like immediately.
Yeah, I've heard.
So you might end up leaking and stuff.
Yeah.
Guys.
Wait, if you go to the doctor, no. If you go to your boyfriend's your boyfriend.
No, I thought it happens even with the doctor
I've had
as well.
Hizo stories are boyfriend. Actually, I'd love to bring somebody here to be able to talk about stuff like that. Because
kuna kwanga na sijui plug unaweka.
Yeah, I've heard that story as well.
So you walk around with the plug, otherwise you be leaking.
Yeah, I heard that story. Anyway, she's so cute. Shake it like a saw, shake it not. You can't. Shake it like a saw, shake it not. You can't. Anyway,
after Lotan told us his stories here of leaking, now you are talking about...
No,
Kerry, Lotan is insane, right?
Yeah.
Because that story alituambia mazi, hata si tulibaki hapa tunajiuliza.
You're different.
Hey, I just get
but
pump the brakes, Imodium.
At least he spoke about the toilet one. So next time when I say I have a friend of mine,
where?
Then at least
tunajua which friend.
We know which friend you're talking about.
Munajua which friend.
For real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ni Lotan.
Gosh, guys.
No, but for real, Joyce, just think about it, yo.
No! Guys, I don't want to talk about this anymore, please. Can you tell us you're very interesting?
What if you end up dating a guy who likes it?
We've moved on.
Yeah.
Unajua atakwambia
No!
anaanza kwambia, babe, you need to keep your nails short.
Yeah.
Now start looking at babes with short nails.
It's for
different.
this.
I have short nails right now.
No, bro.
No,
Yeah,
hiyo yako haiwezi. That's not fun. Hiyo unaua.
Naweza rarua boots na hiyo.
Inafaa kuwa short.
Naweza fanya open butt surgery.
Guys, can we talk about how apparently Kenyan women are the best women to date?
Joyce,
Can we?
Mungai,
run the tape.
There's a group of Black American men who have been creating content about life in Kenya. They're encouraging men to move to Kenya because of the women. They say that Kenyan women, number one, are very beautiful and attractive. But more than this, they say that women in Kenya are very feminine, soft, and submissive.
The thing is, Kenyan women are so soft and kind and feminine.
And women, their voices are soft, their voices are tiny, and the way they move.
Their main challenge is actually having to say no, picking and choosing, because the options of good women are too many. The applications are too many. They cannot believe it because they say women in Kenya exist in their femininity naturally.
I'll be honest with you, the most probably difficult thing you'll probably deal with here when it comes to dating is to not accept everybody that comes their way.
So are they being treated like this, like kings and princes because they're foreigners, or truly because we Kenyan women are soft, feminine, and submissive?
Wewe unasikia venye wanasema we are soft.
Hawajui mchezo ya town.
Where them you are.
Do you know even me? I was like, which Kenya is this talking about?
Guys.
These guys don't know. When they start singing you like
we have small voices.
Let me chill first. We hear this one.
Okay, sorry.
When the Kenyan babe starts singing you in Swahili, like you absolutely don't know what's happening. These guys, as in as they are oblivious. Our Jui nini inaendelea behind the scenes. They are foreigners. They cannot know like how Kenyan babes are for real. Don't make me even start talking about.
You don't
Kenyan
talk
babes.
From past traumas.
Kwani past traumas ni Kenyan babes
It's not
wote?
your only experience. There have to be
Hapana,
others.
hadi sahi naongelesha mtu Germany. Huko ni different.
Jamani.
Yeah, because they like Kenyan men.
Mwasema Jamani na hata mwezi pata visa. Listen, let me tell you. I hear you saying ati Germany babes, right? Me, when I saw this story, the first thing I saw, and I was like, I think every Kenyan man needs to see this video.
So they can start hating on us. Be like,
So we tell the Americans the truth.
One man's trash.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's another one.
That's just what it is,
facts.
right? Are we calling women trash? No. Let me explain, right?
Maybe.
No. Let me explain. You see, what is the biggest concern that Kenyan men have with women?
That they like money.
Money. More money. Money. Mama money.
Everybody love money.
Everybody loves money, right? When I was listening to this man, they were saying how, as in basically they feel heard. They feel seen, right? And then they go ahead and describe the women that they've left Tuko.
Right.
They say the women are independent. They talk back at them. They're rude, blah, blah, blah. Isn't it this the same thing men say about us here?
Yeah, isn't that what Kenyan men say about Kenyan women?
I want to say that Kenyan men, your problem is not Kenyan babes. It's the economy.
Fact.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me explain. These guys, let's be honest, they had babes there.
Yeah.
All of us, whether you're in America, you're in Nigeria, blah, we all look alike. I'll find a babe who looks like Joyce in Nigeria. You'll find a babe who looks like me in South Africa, right? We're all pretty much around the same species. We're all black, right? But the thing comes when their financial economic status there is not making sense. This guy can move, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling Kenyan men, you can move. You don't need to be stuck complaining about the pedigree that you cannot be able to deal with here, right?
Yeah.
You can always go somewhere else, and that the world is open right now. These men are talking about, they're even calling other kings, your king! Come through! I found something that works for us, right? The trash that Kenyan men are trashing.
Yeah.
They're saying, It's just an economies of scale. Just find Central African Republic. Your money there, you're a rich nigga.
You know what I mean?
Right? Go to Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
The babes there will
You'll
probably
be balling.
because it's about that. At the end of the day, women, we've been taught that we must be taken care of, right? And the reality is, even if I try to meet you at whatever level, you're still going to fight me about the things that you need to meet. Right? For you to be able to feel like a man. There's nothing like, you're asking me to lower myself so that you can feel like a man, right? And it's difficult. Babes are doing this and still struggling, right? I was explaining to you how a babe, like now you've heard what Kenyan Bureau of Standards has said, that out of the 19,000, 97% are women who have worked hard and fine. Men are telling them it's all about the vagina.
So potentially there's only like 3% who can like keep up with them. You know what I mean?
And this gap will just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
What is the solution? That women should not earn money anymore. I've had men tell, there's a lady who was explaining at here, it's just because you're not submissive. Let me explain. There are babes who are out here now. You've worked hard. Joyce, you've done everything right. Everything you were taught, you've done it right. You went to school, you've worked hard, you got good grades, you finished, you went to uni, you got good grades, you finished. Now the next step is marriage. You got your job. You've come out here, you're too experienced and too qualified for the dating pool.
True.
So the American men are good because they have money, not because they're American.
And that's why I'm trying to explain to you. This thing is not about that there are other men or there are other women who are better than other babes.
It's the economy.
It's just an economic. This economy of ours is dehumanizing and emasculating our men. And because of that, because you cannot be able to keep up for one reason or the other, I cannot be able to understand how women have grown faster than men. I don't know. Whatever the case, it cannot be women are the problem. Right? Because if you'd have asked me before I saw this video, I'd have told you guys, hey babes, we don't otherwise. We just have to humble ourselves and deal with these guys. Right? But why should you lower yourself? There are babes who are now, you're working hard. You've now got this guy, right? You're earning more than him, or he doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Now you have to give him the paycheck for him to manage it.
Yeah.
Right? Why? So that you can be submissive. So she's giving him the paycheck so that she can show her submissiveness.
What the fuck is
You're
that?
forgetting that this guy hasn't managed. He has not ever built anything to make this kind of money. So is he the right financial partner?
Probably absolutely not.
It should be her who's managing these resources for one reason or the other. If that's the agreement, fine. That's the agreement, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen babes have to do things like this just to be able to uplift their man, or just to be able to get a man. Because at the end of the day, I promise you, it's not Kenyan women are not at the I wish just I can get a Kenyan man. It's just men. It's just if I can get a man. Right?
Yeah.
And now, because our men are treating us so badly, you talk to us like trash. We're seeing the stats about street cleaning. And I know it's and I mentioned it here in the last episode. It's about the community, right? And the community that we found ourselves in. If these guys could find a country where there are babes who are the economic quality, their money can be able to fit, go there and feel the way you need to feel and live your full life. But don't bring women down. Because here are men seated on a podcast saying amazing things, and you can never find 4 men seated on a podcast somewhere saying amazing things about babes and Kenyan men.
Yeah. That's actually true. That's actually very true. And it's the same in the States. Like if they were talking about Black American women, they wouldn't be talking so nicely about them. You know what I mean? And I don't think you have to bash one type of woman to uplift another one.
No.
Obviously, you can just be honest about... Because even, funny enough, I was having this conversation just the other day with a friend of mine from the States. He was like, the way I treat women when I'm in Kenya, I can't afford to do that when I'm in New York or Los Angeles or whatever. He was saying, a simple date, like a regular, you've not even planned to go anywhere expensive, just taking the girl out of the house, taking her to eat, taking her for a movie, taking her for what? It'll cost him $100. That's $12K. Regular day. If he wants to go above and beyond, like the expensive restaurants, hire a car, whatever, that's $400.
Can you imagine?
To take that girl out and show her a good time. You imagine that $12K when he brings it here, he can afford to hire a driver, a car, a bouncer if he wants, with that $12K. And that $12K in the States, he's being told it's not enough.
Yeah.
Doing her hair alone is that $100K. $100.
And you remember we spoke about this capitalist.
The problem is what we are already even doing right now, equating dating and being in a relationship with someone out of money. It's possible to date somebody and like you don't even think about the amount of money that this person is bringing, because I mean you're supposed to love the person for the person, right?
No, but finances are important, Kerry. You can't just ignore them because you're in love.
Here we are.
Yeah, you can't ignore finances because you're in love.
I'm not saying you're ignoring, but it should not be a factor.
It should be.
That this guy cannot take me out to a proper restaurant.
It's not even about taking out.
Spend the right amount of money that the American is bringing because the American has come through with more cash. Then with
I think
time,
you missed the point, Karen.
I think
you've missed the point.
Yeah, because you're not just about spending on me. It's even me, the money that I'm earning.
Yeah.
To find a guy who's okay with me earning at this level, right? It's very few men who can, quote unquote, keep up. Because if you're going to come to my life and add value, you already seen the things I'm already doing for myself. Can you even do that? Can you match up?
But would you lower your wrong choice of words? Here's a clear example. Let's say you're dating a guy who's making less money than you, and you want to have dinner, and you decide, we're going to go to a restaurant that's not so expensive so that at least he could be able to afford it. Would you do that constantly, or it'll get to a point you choke and you're like, you know what, since this guy cannot afford me, I'd rather go on and date somebody who can afford.
Imagine you'll choke her, and I'm telling you this from experience. At some point, putting yourself out there like that, expecting that, because, you know, you're always told, sometimes some of these guys just have potential. Give them like a chance. And I've given guys, I'm just saying this is my experience. I have given guys with potential a chance. But no matter how hard they tried, they just either couldn't keep up or couldn't get to where I want to be. Because if you say, I'll just do this for now, knowing in the future that he'll be here, and there are no steps being made for him to try and even like catch up to where you are, now you start emasculating him and he starts resenting you. Because you're like, if we're going out, let me give you the money, you pay, it looks like you're the one who's paid. you can't afford to go to ABCD, and that's where I'm meeting my friends. I'll tell them we go to like another restaurant where maybe that you can afford. If you keep doing that, eventually a lot of men are not able to, they'll start emasculating themselves. You haven't even told them anything. They'll start emasculating themselves. They'll stop feeling like a man, and then they'll take it out on you.
Me, this whole giving you the money you pay, like I absolutely don't agree with it, and I think that should not happen. You should just pay. You let the babe pay if she's the one with the money.
Yeah, but do you think he'll be okay sitting there every other time you go out with your friends and they see you paying? They're going to look at him differently, and he's going to feel it, and he's going to take it out on you.
And even the first people to judge him are his own friends.
Yeah,
right.
You're like, just going to sit there and let your babe
I
pay.
think it's the babe's friends.
No, even his friends.
The babe's friends, the babe's family.
But here's my question, guys. I think you guys have gotten this point a bit wrong, right? What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't. If we keep going this conversation about money, right? Money is equals to relationships. There will always be somebody who will miss out. Yeah. And what we're seeing right now is Kenyan men keep talking about Kenyan women in the worst way, right? Oh, this gender. Oh, all they want from you is money. Fair. Actually, guys, it was just 6 years ago we were talking about fair.
Yeah. Fair.
Right? And how fair was a problem, blah, blah, blah. Madam want fair. Now we've gotten to other levels.
Yeah.
Now
right?
Tuma fair is standard.
You know, now it's salon, now it's, all sorts of things. Yes. You're allowed to say, no, I'm not interested. I'm not participating. Yeah. I'll be out of this, right? But you see, it's like when you agree as a society that the emceeing minimum is X amount, right? And you say, well, useme apana, right? But me, I'll say apana. Hash will say apana. You will say, it's okay, uko na ngapi?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So the same men who are complaining and saying, oh, this fare is unfair, right? But there are people who are paying, which means it makes the bad behavior continue because there are people who are willing to accept it, right? So so even with that said, it should show you that if you're going to keep complaining about or making it about money, there will be more losers than winners, right? Because most people won't be able to compete with a guy who can change babes like diapers, right? And you say it's the babes who are creating the problem. No, the babe also knows that I want to be number one. I don't want to be the one that people are needing. I don't want to be the one who's struggling over there. If there's an opportunity for me to enjoy a good life, I'll go for that. If I'm dating, let me go for the best. And if the best is being provided for, and that's what society makes it look like, I'll go for that. Yeah. But that's beside the point. I want to show you a scenario where you have your babes, where like maybe 25 million. Sawa. So we are 50 million. Yeah. Let's assume we're 25, right? Or even there's more babes. Sawa.
For sure.
You're talking trash about those babes. But then all the other nationalities are coming here and they're saying, God damn, your women are amazing. Right? You guys need to take a step back and ask yourselves,
are we the problem?
And that's why I started this conversation by saying, when I look at it, at the bottom of it, right, is an economist thing.
Facts. I agree.
That because there are no jobs, because things have become so bad, right, that my guy, it's about having money or not having money. Because there are people who don't have, and a lot of babes don't want to be poor. Yeah.
And also
because the society has said that men are providers. And so this baby, are you Kerry, if you're a babe, would you pick a broke guy? Is that the options you'd be looking at?
No, hell no.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll play a part.
Right?
Finances will always play a part.
If we make dating and relationships about what you're bringing to the table, right? That babes or guys, this is their role. They're supposed to be providing money. Or those babes who want money are liars. No problem. Keep insulting us. But there are men who are coming into the country and saying, you see these babes you guys don't want.
They're so submissive.
You don't
10 out of 10,
fabulous.
man.
Fabulous. Fabulous. There's a guy who's sitting here watching this shit going like, imagine you can't tell me. Then you're my demo. Say no problem. All right. Now, more babes keep watching these videos and seeing how, wow, there are people out there who appreciate us more than, Yeah. I say, eventually. I'm not saying like at now, 2025 now, we're just dating foreigners. I'm just saying the way Nairobi is opening up, we're super gentrified.
But I'm single, you know, in
we're
case.
Super gentrifying like crazy, right? Before you used to be fighting Sijui, that rich guy from Sijui, Kamulu, who has a shamba, right? But now, that ex of yours is now in America.
Man.
There's a guy who came here for holiday and he took her, right? And this is going to be even more common because your counterpart in Germany is facing the same things with his babes there, and now he's coming here, right? So if you don't take care of what you have, I want to ask you, which other country in the world, you say Germany, a babe sits and say like, you know what, I'm just tired of this American man. I'd rather find me a Kenyan man, you know, Kenyan man with all their super qualities. I just love me a Kenyan man. Girl, could you say one thing about your Kenyan man that you love? Is it the height?
Are you asking me what I think about it? Oh, okay.
It's not. Because you're not, Kenyan man, you're not the tallest, right? If it's tall, dark, and handsome, you're not the tall. Me, you could be dark, but Sudanese men are darker, right? Handsome.
Yeah.
What? Keep going.
I said, if it's handsome, me, I love our Kenyan men. I think you're the top handsomest, right?
Oh, thank you.
But when we go out there, and I'm having a debate with my other Africans, and I'm like, what can you say? Do you know our Kenyan man? And then they say, who's your most famous person from? Eric Omoy.
Wait, have we actually made a consensus as African women where the most handsome men are from? I don't think we have.
There are.
Where?
Well, there was a report that came in Kenyan men to Limpopo. Kenya was there.
Kenya was number last.
No,
Men.
we were not last.
Kenyan men.
Hello. Kenya was not last.
Did he say hello?
Yeah. Kenya was not last. I remember that thing trended. Kabisa, because Kenyan men tulikuwa hapo hivyo handsome kabisa. Yeah. Okay, see number one.
Tunaona hata wewe mwenyewe unajua si number 1.
See number 1. See number 1. Lakini tuko pahali, tuko hapo top 5. Please.
All I'm saying is
because Kenyan men, si ni commodity bana. Unaonanga ni kwanza you go to a place like Spain. Unajua Spain vile wanajua Tile Park bro.
Si kwa sababu ya demo wake mmoja wa Spain.
Wawili.
Skiza.
Wow,
kwa sababu ya
I'm
your
so
6-pack. Let me
He's
tell you,
Kenya.
I've had dreams about that
you know what?
6-pack. Let me tell you, it's that 6-pack.
I might have to take you up on your offer for Afro. What's it called?
Afro
Ghana,
Afro Future. I mean, I've
Ghanaian men,
West
right?
Africa.
nimeona see Nigerians, Ghanaians.
But even Ghanaian.
Ghanaian men.
Ghanaians.
Fine.
Nigerians.
Hawahitaji
No,
pillow
I think
akilala.
Ghanaians are more attractive, to be honest.
Do you know what?
First to
Another
pick.
group, Senegalese.
Hawahitaji pillow akilala sote kwa sawa.
Ndio kichwa.
Cameroon, unaona? Kenyans wako na jokes. Ndio huyu
Sense
wetu.
of humor check.
Hiyo ndio inafanya mkwe
Cameroonians.
top 5 na si top 3.
Cameroonians. All I'm saying here is gentlemen, right? Kabla najua sahi kuna mtu amesweat akitype, right? Hata hujamaliza kutype. All I'm saying is, right? Remember I started this conversation and saying this idea of gender wars. Please stop. Let's stop where we can. Let's stop before things get out of hand. Because I'm asking, where do you think there are men who are there are women who are sitting and say, you know what, you with your South African self, I'm gonna find me a Kenyan man. Right? Hala, hala. And they're all running here.
Fresh.
That's Nigerian women are just like, you know what? You
think all that? Let me
you
go
want
find
to
a
go
Kenyan
there
man.
and spoil for us, eh? So let's go and find ourselves Kenyan men. We're going to flatten this thing to make your height average. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not this thing, tujikubali. We are all you've got. Okay? Sisi ndio tuko. Start treating us right. Thanks. Or a Rwandese babe who's just standing there just like, oh,
I really
so
want a
tired of
Kenyan
looking
man.
up to a man like me.
I want to look down.
Or an Ethiopian babe.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah?
I want to look at
I
someone
just want
ugly.
to try ugali. Right? No. Guys, sisi ndio tu?
Sisi no tuko. But I'm just here for a
Lakini
disclaimer.
sasa kaa nyinyi mnasema sisi hatuna pesa. Shida ni
That's what I'm
economy.
saying. I
Are you
started.
able to understand the effect of economy on a Kenyan man going through struggles of one, you don't have employment, you don't stay with your parents, you have to fend for yourself each and every day unatoka, and if you've got somebody, then your person is constantly asking you, oh, I need cash for this, I need cash for this, I need cash for this. As in there are all those pressures happening outside, and on top of it, you are a man, like you're saying, you're supposed to go on and provide. So are babes ready to understand that these are the things that men go through, and I can readjust life just because I love the person?
Carrie, let me tell you something. I love that question.
I empathize with your issues
I do
as
love
men,
that
for
question.
sure. Yeah, I do empathize with what men are going through and like the economy not making things easier for you. I have a very big feeling it's all tied to all this like suicide rates, especially in Black men. But does it have to be my problem though? Like, can I empathize and be like, I know things are tough, but like, I don't want to be the one to deal with that issue because I've dealt with it before. So can someone else be understanding? And then I get these American guys who are talking so highly about Kenyan women. And I'm just here to let you know that I'm single.
I love your red flag era.
That's,
like, what the hell was that?
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. To be honest,
so
I'm very submissive, guys.
So for me, this is what I'll say, right? Until I dated outside of Kenya, I thought I was the problem.
Right?
Like, let me tell you, until...
That was a shameless plug, I'm not going to lie.
I promise you. Like, I've lived with Kenyan guys.
Yeah,
right?
We've grown up around them. Yeah, we've predominantly dated them.
I would find our Kenyan guys would just be looking at me like I'm so average and nini, you know. So a lot of people will be telling me, you're too tall. You know, a guy would tell me that.
Guy.
Wacha nilikanyaga JKIA. Nilikuwa tu JKIA hivi. Hata sikuwa nimetoka. Nilikuwa tuko hapo kwa duty free. And then a giant came and talked to me and then I realized, I was too tall for you.
Exactly.
I wasn't too tall for anybody else, right? So I used to feel like, you know, my person wasn't here, right? Until I stepped out and I started getting appreciated differently. Am I saying that those men are better? No. That's not what I'm saying. I would love to have relationships here. I mean, I've dated here maybe once or twice, right? And
that's enough. It's okay. Say less. I got it.
I don't know whether it's how guys were cultured around tall babes, but I hate, you know, I don't want to fit in.
Right.
And
don't want to be put in a box.
And so for me, that was already the challenge. But I do love our Kenyan guys and I do want to see you guys succeed. I do, right? But you guys need to be at the forefront talking about the society as it is, not attacking women. Women are not your problem. I've said it and I'll say it again. I started this conversation, I said, after I saw this video, it made me go like, Kenyan men, is it possible that the economy is stressing you guys out so bad, right? That the effects of that are all these things that we set up in a society, which used to work because you used to have land and things and
it
so
worked back
it makes
then.
sense. But now it is a prison for you. And it's become such a prison. And then the babes, because we are more malleable, you know, you experience something. Here's a girl who's sharing her exact experience. She's saying, look, I don't want to go through that hardship with you. I don't. I don't see the value at the end of it, right? But then there's another. That's one babe.
Uganda.
That's one babe.
That's why I'm saying that's my experience. Okay,
that's one babe.
And I know there are women who are out there who are willing to deal with it, and hopefully their outcome will be different from mine. Just because mine failed doesn't mean everyone else's failed. Okay. I know. There's a friend of mine who the parents. Now I'm talking about like my parents' generation, where the mom, when they started dating, was the breadwinner, and the dad eventually caught up and he's now, you know, he's the one who runs the finances and he's the one who's making more money than her. He was even saying, even growing up, like to an age where he could remember 10, 12, the mom is the one who used to make majority of the money.
But then there are also those stories of the babe sticks around, helps you make the money, and then you leave.
Bounce. So,
Kerry, I promise
you. So the experiences that work out positively, I'm not taking that away. And that's why I'm saying, can it be someone else's problem for a change? I don't want to deal with that problem anymore.
But that doesn't make her all babes, right? But also at the same time, I think we also have to hold ourselves responsible. What's the average young girl seeing of a relationship of someone who's stuck it out, someone who's broke? Does Jonte have respect for me after he's made money?
No.
Exactly. So how would you convince your young sister to stick with a broke guy? It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee that he will date her after he makes their money. All of a sudden he'll be like, unajua babe, akimukongana different tastes and preferences. Nime notice mazee nataka kutafuta dem wife hiyo pia. Those are the things that happen. But now I want to do the flip side because there's another story. Run the tape. All right. So basically, here's a young man. He's decided, you know, he's found a babe he likes at Jobo. They've katia nad. And then the next thing, the restaurant closes. They were chefs. He was a chef. She's a waitress at the restaurant. So she didn't have a place to go. He took her to his house. And then, of course, they were living together. Nini. Now, this babe had bought bail for tracksuits, secondhand clothes she was looking to sell to get a supplementary income. So once she did that, this guy is like, hey, this babe, she's shy. How is she going to be able to sell these clothes?
Yeah.
What does he do? He's like,
I'll
got you.
Yeah.
He'd wake up every morning. He'd go tembesha this thing in tao, go as in he's tembered everywhere selling. Then he brings every day, he'd bring home a G. Right? That's how they managed to live.
Yeah.
So then he got a job where he's being paid 24K. So he's taking care of her and her 3-year-old daughter. The 3-year-old daughter, there's even a day he mentions that she got sick. He took her to hospital, right? In the middle of the night. Like he was invested. This is my
deep
family,
in it,
right?
Yeah.
And then this babe gets a job that earns more than him, like a big proper job. And the very next morning, she texted him and said, I don't think I love you. And that was the end of the relationship. And so the guy was writing to this blog and he was saying he's suicidal. He's just at his wit's end. In fact, the only reason he hasn't offed himself is because he is the only son. Thank God for Africa. Right? He's the only son, so he
in his family.
Yeah. So he's the tegemeo la familia, right? But then he goes ahead and says, I'm 23. Now, how many red flags did you pass on your way to China?
Right?
How many red flags do you need
don't
to
forget
see
the part
that
where
you're in
he
China?
didn't go to work for a week because
This is probably his first relationship.
maybe his first serious relationship.
Yeah, his first serious relationship. So he probably did not know that was what was going to happen when this babe gets a job. But now you know, if he does not go on and address and speak about what has happened to him, this guy is going to treat babes differently. Kabisa.
He's going to become a villain for real.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him
his
to fall in
origin
love with
story.
somebody again and just give your all and go on and help.
Yeah.
Next time una date mtu akona mtoto
Kila mtu
unasema
ajitegemee.
huyo hapana. Mtoto wako ni sick. Okay, sawa, utampeleka hosi tutamit kesho.
Yeah.
As in it's guy.
Yeah, that's rough.
But guys, 23, what are you doing?
23 is young though.
Unadu.
But
Yeah,
you know, I feel
there's
like
so many red flags. For example, one, when you have moved somebody into your own house at 23 and you don't have a job, you are the red flag.
ni mapenzi, imagine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you see, all these things that people do, it's all love. It's all love, right? But you can't say somebody did this to you. I want to flip to this babe, right? I want you to focus on the babe's moves.
Yeah.
She had a job, right? She had a job.
Yeah.
And then she knew that she shouldn't sit in this job.
Yeah.
She went and bought clothes.
Yeah. Side
right?
hustle.
She knew she has these clothes. This is my NASDAQ. Like if things hit the fan, I've got things.
Easy.
Did Jonte have things he was protecting himself?
No.
Focused.
But nice idea.
No problem. Because
but
you live as you move, right? But you see, here's a babe strategizing. Yeah. And that's why I tell you, like, focus. Read the room. See what you could be playing football and I'm playing badminton. You get what I mean? And that's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Here's a babe. She has a kid and she's lost her job.
Yeah, but
somebody has offered her a place to stay.
She's saving more money.
What she gonna do? Right?
Took it.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
I'm going, whatever you've offered me,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But isn't that preying on the niceness of this guy?
Hear me out.
I think
kindness is not goodness. I'm being kind to you.
Yeah.
Right? You could be kind, but then don't overexert yourself. Like he could have dated this babe without her living in his house.
Yeah.
Lakini angeishi wapi hana job akona mtoto.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you
Ana
family,
what was she doing before
like now
him?
she's left.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Before I met you.
She has a job. That's why she's left.
I met
and
you.
Before angedo nini if he was not in her life?
Before I met you.
Akutuambia hiyo story hapo. Labda hakuwa na kitu ya kudu.
Men usually offer things a bit too quick also. Like you want to save somebody. J. Cole told you she don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Okay?
Right?
That's so here's a guy. He took, she had the clothes for bail. Yeah. Right? She was going to, instead of John Tate tafuteng a jobo, hustling for himself, he's a young kijana. He decided to do her jobo. He could have watched her hustling her clothes and his tafuteng. They could have been respecting that crib. They could have been respect. Wewe uza nguo zako acha mimi nitafuta kitu ya kufanya. But he tag team. He woke up, he'd take the clothes himself and go and distribute these clothes and sell them and bring her the money. Basically, she had an employee.
Aki for real.
And then it was just functioning. It was working. And then on top of that, the employee is giving her strokes, bro. And is paying for the rent and everything.
Oh my God.
And he's still the one hustling and the one
he's
who's
given you freedom to look for a job.
A job.
He's taking away time from looking for his own job, his own money, his own hustle, so he can stand up and be a man.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't forget he missed work for a whole week because she was feeling bad or something.
He didn't go to Jobo for a whole week because she was having mental health issues. So, to be honest, I don't blame this girl.
I think
but the guy was just trying to be nice. Me, I feel for the guy in the story.
Yeah,
and understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. The babe had no choice. She had no job. She has a toy, nowhere to stay. It's like it's a place you're being given to stay. But don't go on and use this person for their goodness just because it's an opportunity for you to go on and get what you want. Then that actually means that you are literally not in that relationship for the same thing that he is there for, because he's there to uplift you, to because he sees a future. He sees you two together.
You see where you lied?
What?
Okay, Jonte is going to uplift me. He didn't have a job.
Si amepeleka hiyo bail kwenda kukuuzia ni nguo yako, ni nguo zako, ni biashara yako. Exactly. He's actually doing and giving you, not keeping it for himself.
All right, I have a question for you in a language you can understand, right? When you're in the plane, what did you used to tell the passengers to do about their putting on their safety belt in case there's an emergency?
You fasten.
What do you do the masks?
You put your own mask
and
first.
You're holding your baby. What do you do
put
first?
your own mask first.
You don't say my baby?
No, you put the
first.
baby.
I want to do the things right to keep my baby alive. What are you telling me?
Yeah, the baby will still be alive.
You need to stay alive first.
I need to first stay alive.
Yeah.
Right. Jonte didn't have anything going on for him. Why the fuck was he taking care of somebody?
He had a house.
You see, let me tell you a few things, right? And this is something I think I need to really dram into men's mind.
Aliachwa salia kona job ya 24K.
I need you guys to understand something. If there's a way I can stop paying rent,
100% I'm taking it.
If you give me that option, you're assuming that every person is raised the same way. We talked about it in the previous episode. There are people who will use you. Mama yake amemwambia save every penny. Right? For example, I was talking to some Indian guys and they were telling me how you can even. Today you're making 30K, you save 70%. Tomorrow you're making 100K, you save 70%. Tomorrow you're earning $1 billion, you save 70%. That's why Indians are frugal. I mean, the original ones, not these ones that have Americanized themselves, right? But more capitalism. But you'll find like an Indian person has enough savings, right? Because they've been saving. But Jonte, if Jonte was an Indian, do you think he could have done all those things we're talking about? In this nini.
Also, I don't know if his name is really Jonte, but first things first, we definitely empathize with Jonte. And I keep saying, everyone needs to learn these hard lessons at some point in their lives. Lucky for him, he learned it early. But there's a conversation I was having with a friend of mine that really opened my eyes. And he was saying how he used to be that guy in a relationship. Changing everything, dropping everything because his girlfriend needed him, or because that's what you're supposed to do, or because, this is how things are supposed to be done. And when he actually, after his last breakup, he went through like a proper depressive episode. And that's when he sat down and started looking at all the patterns in his life. And he had a light bulb moment. And he told himself, no one forced me to do these things.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He sat there and he was like, I overextended myself over and over again, forgoing my friends, my passions, my plans, my whatever. And he realized it's because his sense of self-worth came from doing that.
Supporting her.
Yes, supporting her.
Thank you.
And I think that's an important lesson that a lot of guys don't learn very early in their lives. Because even let me not even put it with men only, men and women.
Yeah.
We are all human beings. The minute you show someone that they can take from you, it's human nature. They never stop taking. And they will take, and they will take, and they will take. So if you don't know how to set those boundaries, even in a relationship. Because there was even another show I was watching about this too. It's one of this reality TV. They're both realtors, interior designers, whatever. The babe's business, they have the exact same business, was really thriving. She was opening a new branch, whatever. And then her husband was struggling because he was branching out on his own. And then someone asked her, see, then you just take some of your resources and you give him to help him. He was like, no, we don't do that here. Everyone individually needs to do their own thing, their own way, because our lives are already so intertwined. If we start mixing our individuality, like we lose our autonomy. Now everything is all like mixed up and there's no boundaries. Like when do you tell your partner that's enough, stop taking? You have to set the boundaries early.
And that's so
and
true.
A lot of it comes from, like you were saying, society has shown men they are the only people, and I saw Chris Rock talk about it. Men are the only people who are valued by what they can bring to the table.
Yes.
Dogs, children, women loved unconditionally.
Yeah.
But men have been taught you have to do something, bring something to the table as a man. That's the only time you'll be loved.
And to be honest, yes, it might be very difficult. Look, it's difficult to change the whole society. It's easier to change yourself, right? And let's go back to that provision thing. If that's what society expects from you, why can't you be picky about who you give this attention to?
Yeah.
You've got to be a prize. Let's go back to Jonte's example.
So now
with
Jonte
what you
has
just
got
said.
to be the prize.
Let's talk about Jonte, right? Jonte, even when he didn't have, he was overexerting himself and taking on passengers into his plane. And he knows very well, at this point, bitch, everybody got to put on their own mask. And the truth is, look, sometimes you will have many, many challenges of finances in this life. You're not your grandfather. Your grandfather could be able to say, leta hizo ng'ombe uza, right? You know.
But now,
but you do not have that luxury, right? And I know that and I call it luxury because there are men who have enough to be able to provide for their women. It's a luxury that they stay at home and they don't work, and they're the ones who are working, because some Black Americans, these ones who are talking, that's all they want. They don't want you, and that's the cautionary tale I need to tell babes, right? When you're going to date these guys, they don't want you to do anything else. They want to provide everything for you. You sit back. Chill. It's not a 50-50 kind of thing. And that's what will make them a man, right? Because the economy there is difficult.
Yeah.
They have to split with their
easy.
babe, right?
Yeah.
This is the same thing that's happening here. But Jonte still has the mindset of his grandfather. His grandfather, a woman is in distress. You're a damsel. I will save you.
Yeah.
Not, hey, damsel, let's have a chat. What do you have? You have this. Wenda uletezo, we let her rent. We have the house here. Right? As you hustle, let me go. We tag team. You get what I'm saying?
But that sounds like what Jonte did.
Jonte
because he
told her
offered
to
go on and
stay
help.
in the crib. He took her soul.
And did it because
I
she
have
was
this
shy.
studio. You now, see, we're dating. Jobosi to kick you out in Kiss FM. Now you are the one who's running this studio. So me, I'm seated at home waiting for you to make this studio successful and bring the money to the house. Instead of, let me do my thing. In fact, if anything, she was the one who had a fallback plan. He didn't.
He didn't.
Right? So what he needed to do was go look for a hustle. Right? If you really love yourself, Jonte, if you love somebody, you gotta love yourself first.
But now where will we go as a society if Jonte is being told he needs to be smarter, asijitume, to provide for anybody and anyone just for love? And also now we are telling Stacey, when you find an opportunity to go and make money, go on and make it. If everybody is doing that, where will we be as a society? I think we need to call out the fact that Jonte overly just decided to, forget his life and then go on and provide for someone. And Stacey for taking advantage of someone who is like that. So, hapa hivi, as much as Jonte is the one ameumia and he did something wrong, I don't think he's a bad person.
He's not, imagine. We're not saying he's a bad person.
Stacey is not a bad person.
We're not saying he's a bad person.
Kabisa.
It was a hard lesson to learn, but it was an important one.
Let me give you an example that's not gender, right? Okay, you have that sibling or cousin, right? You tell them, no, you can crash at my house. If you don't set a boundary, what's going to happen?
They live there.
Thank you. So are they a bad person?
No.
It's just that kindness is not goodness. I even mentioned it today on the radio, right?
Lakini yeye akifanya hivyo kwa sababu yeye ni cousin na friend ni sawa. Lakini mwingine anakuambia ati babe.
Hear me,
kumbe deep down anajua ile time nitapata job. I'm out of this bitch.
But look at it in a different way. She was love bombed. right? Look, because men do that as well. They say, no, watch out. I mean, take care of you, right? So now, nobody is bad in this scenario, right? I want you to call a spade because you keep saying, we need to call out the bad people. You want to take yourself there knowing that there's bad people instead of protecting yourself. It's easier to fix you than to fix the world.
No, he's fixing himself now after that experience.
He's not fixed himself. He's there. He's struggling. Hopefully, he'll watch this episode and understand where he went wrong and pick up the pieces and actually do the right thing, right? Because he jumped the gun. He wants to do what Sponios are doing out there, right? As Sponyo can be able to. And I said, this thing, it's a luxury. To be able to tell a babe to sit at home, let me provide for you, it's a luxury.
Facts.
Right? Because you can't afford it. Hear me out. Now, I know there are people who are saying, Kwambuk's, you're the one who's pushing babes to be able to ask for money, right? The truth is, I can work, you can work. Right? It emasculates you if you cannot control me. Right? So Jonte wants to be able to have her in the house, right? He goes and hustles his shit out, right? And you've committed to someone who you're not even sure. Because today I can love you. You have never broken up with someone because you mechoka.
That was a very long pause. What was that pause?
What did you break up with someone?
What is that pause?
You can break up with someone. Do they have to hurt you for you to break up with them?
No,
exactly. Like you can sit there and just be like, okay, man. Plus, this is kind of like a red flag. This guy he's taken me. She's seated at home picking the phone and talking to her sister. Jonte yako akimagine. Unakumbuka ile story yenye tulikuwa tunaplan kuuza. Imagine amedecide kuifanya yote. Analetanga tu 1k. Sasa kumebaki na tumetengeneza ka 70k. Wacha.
Was she supposed to say no to that? Like honestly, like he's the one who offered.
You're the one who should set the boundary.
No, lakini anajua hataki kukua kwa hiyo relationship.
And again.
We can never get to the end.
Because the day you get a job, you go on and tell Jonte that, I'm not in love.
Yeah, but
what
did you invest in?
Really
will invest in nini?
Sinili invest in wewe you comfortable.
No. And then also
usirudi ocha.
Is the provision love? Is the provision enough for me to keep in the marriage? See, there are many rich couples. How come they don't stay together? Right? The only reason for you this is important is because you've sacrificed everything, which is also a red flag. It's a red flag.
Yeah,
you have nothing and you're giving everything.
Wrong. Nobody
that's a red flag. Anyway, I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section.
Yeah.
I know, Jonte, if you're out there, if you're a real guy, because I saw this message on a blog, if you're a real guy, let me just tell you this. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off. It's difficult to change the whole society, but it's easier to change yourself, right? And there were a few red flags. There are a few things you skipped on your way to try and save somebody who was thinking about herself and have a kid.
Yeah.
Right? At the bottom of it. And if this was your sister, for example, if she was in such a situation, would you have told her to sit comfortable?
No.
You'd have told her to find something to do to take care of her and her child. Yeah. Because priority is her and her child, not Jonte.
Yeah, don't sit there in that guy's house.
You forget that she's already been left by one guy.
That's why she's a single mom.
Thank you. Yeah. Right? So, my guy, as much as you want to say, babes are darara, start by first taking care of yourself. Because here's a girl who was taking care of herself.
Yeah.
Haya. Tukimalizia, guys, there's something I saw and I just thought it's important we talk about it. Guys, this December, we need to plant trees somewhere as a Boxpod initiative.
Why?
In India, see, there was this smog that was going on in India and Pakistan. Sorry,
right.
Mungai.
Was that this year still?
Bro, it's like last week. I don't even think it has cleared. Right?
Oh,
a smog just came and air pollution. Right? Crazy air pollution. Right? So much so that in India, they've opened oxygen bars.
What?
You see the way you have like a B&D,
Shisha
quiver, shisha on offer, oxygen on offer.
I'd really like to know how much they're charging.
So you
God.
Because you don't usually breathe in fresh air, like just air. Like you see, how much in air, how much of it is oxygen? Do you remember your...
No idea, I don't remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
20% is oxygen?
Yeah, something like 20.
It's not 80%?
No, that's nitrogen.
Nitrogen is the most in the air.
There's more nitrogen in the air.
Yeah, so sasa I think it's hydrogen because things are bad.
Carbon.
Right? Carbon. Yeah, so things are bad there. So I said it got me thinking. And
is it because of the population? Is it because of the industry?
Because of the industries. They are polluting the environment, basically. That's what's going on.
Industrial area, all of it.
As in basically China, India, Indian industrial
Delhi,
area. India is short for India, Australia. Right? So these guys, things are bad, man. Can you imagine going to the bar to smoke oxygen?
Imagine.
Smoke oxygen.
We can't, but I don't even think. India, can they have even podcasts? Hakuna oxygen ya kubonga. Get me a care about oxygen. Like these things, for me, this is where I'm like, this is where I enter the chat for global warming. This is where I officially enter.
Pollution and smog is so bad over there. So ikifika hiyo level at there's oxygen bars, it means that actually ni mbaya.
Lakini nikuulize, guys, you know, as we're Africa, I have to be honest with you guys. Not like the way guys lie to themselves that yo, Stacey loves me. No, me, I'm real. I like rip the band-aid. Let's talk real stuff, right? Look at Kenya. Look at Africa. Your leaders are corrupt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker. They're ready to sell even water.
Yeah, man.
I swear.
Like the water, that, like the river. They're like, hey, just do your gold mining here. Shout out to Ghana, right? They do, like rivers have just disappeared because of gold mining, right? Anyway, they'll get rain from the sky. It's water from the sky. No, but like oxygen is limited. Ni hivo na ni hivo. Now, in a country where deforestation happens, like it's just mtu tu amesema. You see here, this is called Karura forest. Unaona hii Karura forest. Kata tu hapa. Slice hapo. Slice. Just go and look at Karura. There are houses inside Karura forest. There's apartment blocks.
Guy.
Who do you think put them there? Somebody who's just like 2 miti 2 nne.
Peke yake.
Forte. Weka apartment hapo, right? Like we are standing outside Kilima, just look down Karura there and view. See Karura is this nini Ngong forest. What Karura man? We don't need now. Wamechukua. Ngong forest is receding because people are taking that nini to plant. What do you think? Okay, when we're building expressway, how many trees were cut?
So many.
Chop. They have not been planted, right? All this, you built an expressway, you put trucks and buses which are removing so much carbon dioxide, right? Look at like Uhuru Highway. Name one tree there. Before the trees would at least block the golf balls from landing on your windscreen.
I know.
Now, run the tape.
If you look at my windscreen, imepasuliwa na golf imetoka from somewhere very far. Ikapasua windscreen na imevunja. Remember, this is a very expensive windscreen. The golf itself is here. Indio golf, indio culprit, huyu ndiye mshukiwa. Huyu ndiye amefanya hii maneno. Na imepasua karibu itukute. Nimesikia kama ni risasi. Yeah? Guys, be very careful when you pass anywhere near golf clubs.
Guys, you think this is a joke? You wait. In future, you laugh like that. I charge you 100 for the oxygen you've used.
Stop making such jokes. It's so scary. No, it's actually so scary to
India,
think about.
There's an architect who's building a tower, right? They're called oxygen towers. So they have plants. It's just like a tower, like this plant. So in that space, the oxygen is fresh. Kanyaga 1 step away.
No.
Okay.
Guy.
You know,
guys, can we build
pollution is so crazy that one weird fact about casinos, you know, casinos, they pump in oxygen in the vents. Yeah, so that you can
control you.
Yeah, you can be upbeat and you'll want to gamble more. Like it happens. And in a casino, smokers are allowed to smoke cigars, smoke cigarettes because it's in an enclosed space. Because of that, there is more oxygen in the casino than outside.
I didn't fucking know that.
In the open air.
Even in hotels.
Because of pollution. There's more windows. Carbon outside.
There's no windows to open. They don't want you coming in there and checking out, I'm going to have my last meal, my last sex, and I'm going to jump out of the window. No, they don't want that. Terrible business. So they seal that shit completely. Okay, it's not because of communist suicide, but like I'm sure it's something. Right? But all the oxygen comes from vents. In the hotels.
That's crazy.
Mtu amenyamba. Number one.
Muna share.
In the middle of the night tunaamka tu najiuliza na hiyo nyambo imetoka wapi. Just a nice fat healthy. Unajua leo usingizi.